We are taking the Makana ferry. It's actually the sister ship, the Samantha 2, from Saba to Statia for 2 nights, and then we're going on to St. Kitts for 3 nights, and then heading back to Saba. This entire round trip was $170 per person. So now you can see why the ferry is so popular. And it just came in, and it's offloading passengers from St. Martin, and we are heading over to Statia. So follow us, the adventures of C&C. Make sure and watch this video until the end for a tour of Statia's 5-star resort.
Taking my chances along with my dreams.
Welcome to St. Statia's, better known as Statia. Statia is the second smallest island belonging to the Dutch kingdom and is Saba's sister island. Statia is just south of Saba and a very quick trip over. Statia is just over 8 square miles with a population of about 4,000. But back in the 17th and 18th century, Statia was booming with a population of nearly 20,000 residents, with trade ships coming from all over the world, from Europe, Africa, America, and stopping at Statia's harbor to trade their merchandise. Because of all the merchant trading, Statia got its nickname the Golden Rock. So I'm sitting here today with Maya and Charles at the tourism department in St. Statia's, shortened down to Statia. And I'm just going to ask you guys to share with us a little bit about Statia. I'd like to start with you, Maya. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been with the tourism department?
Sure. I started working at the tourism office back in 2009. I worked first in the U.S. Actually, I was in Daytona Beach. I worked as a general manager for a hotel, and then the time came when you wanted a slower life. So I moved back, and I started here in December 2009 as the product development manager, and I've been here ever since. Yeah.
Good for you. And you're enjoying the slower life?
Yes, the slower life, and but the passion to bring tourism in, to make people aware that Statia exists. When I lived in the U.S., every single day I told people about Statia, and I told them how important it was to their history, and you try to do your best to let people know we exist and that we're here, and to have them come and visit and experience it for themselves.
Yes. So can you share with us why Statia is so important to the U.S. history? Because yesterday we visited the fort.
Oh, yes. Well, we were the first to salute the American flag. I know there's a lot of misinformation out there. I actually wrote the White House once because Hillary Clinton had said that it was Morocco. It's not Morocco, it's Statia. Statia was the first to salute the American flag. So that's why it's that important, because we were the ones to first recognize the U.S. as a free country, when they got against the British in America, they fought, and Statia was the one that provided the ammunition to help them defeat the British in America.
That's wonderful. Yes. And you guys are soon going to celebrate like 250
years soon. Yes. It's supposed to be a big deal. It's going to be a big celebration. So yes, they are already thinking and planning ahead how to get that done. Maybe this time we'll get a president. We were trying to get Obama here. But they told us it was supposed to be a whole long security do through the Netherlands. As an island, we couldn't do it. It has to go through the Netherlands. Yes.
So Statia is tiny, but plays a big place and a big role in history.
Yes.
So that's
indeed,
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. And Mr. Lindo,
Yes.
Can you share with us your role at the tourism department? Tell us a little bit about you. How long have you been with?
Well, I think we share the same level of history, pretty much same background. Matter of fact, went to the same college until she left, and she went to another one somewhere in the U.S. But yeah, we pretty much had the same background at hotels and ran hotel, worked in hotels and so forth. I heard you when you asked Pont about coming back to the slow life, but I don't see the slow. I see that's coming back home. And I remember when I went to the US and I came back, folks asked me, how does it feel to leave the big city and come back to the small island? And I'm like, that's very strange because no one ever asked me how did it feel to leave the small island and go to the big city. Because that was the culture shock, not coming back. Coming back was like, okay, I'm home. So at the end of the day, this is where we are. I'm the director of tourism. I've been working at this, and Pant and I will be working at this for quite some time. And it's not even about having being just back. It's about what can you do, the passion that you have inside of you to help the island move forward. And there's a lot of I don't think it's misunderstanding of what tourism should be like, but when you have a small island that actually cater to nature, you need to be very cautious of how you promote and push the island.
We're 21 square kilometers converted. It's 8.1 square miles.
What we're saying is, you have only a limited amount of things that you can do on the island, and whatever it is that you have to preserve it. You have to make sure that it's sustainable, it carries. Imagine you as you said, 8.1 square mile, and you have that small niche that you have in your island, and you start using it as mass tourism. You start getting mass tourism. Pretty much, that's going to go away within short. Then those who are coming in the future definitely would have nothing to look back to. So again, sometimes you hear the cry to see more persons walking and carrying on, but when you're in the business, you have to do the niches, and the numbers are at that level for a particular reason. I know the dive centers love it because they would have like 25 persons on a boat, and they go to the dive site, and it's only them and their crew on the dive site, and so there's no cattle dive. One of the things that one of our most pushed tourism product is the diving. Just like our neighboring islands, the Sabre, the Bonaire, and all these other islands. Diving is very important for us. So imagine when you start having mass tourism or catering to mass tourism, what's going to happen to that particular product. The nature, the trails, I don't know if you have a chance to go to the Quill, for example.
I haven't on this trip, but I was before I moved.
There you go. Okay. So that's another thing. The trails are very important to us, Imagine you start losing those things. The islands have 52 bird species or something?
Species, yeah. But we don't have the infrastructure anyway for mass tourism. The average person out there, they will say whatever they have to say, but logistically, we're not catering to mass tourism. We can't do, and we don't have the white sand beaches like certain tourists look like. So like Charles said, we look for the niche, which is the history buffs. We have a lot of, actually we get a lot of Jewish inquiries from Jewish organizations in New York and Colorado. They want to know about the history because we have the second oldest synagogue on the Western Hemisphere here on the island. So for them, that's very thing. The Jewish cemetery, for them, it's sacred grounds, and they want to know how it's kept and what all is done, So things we take for granted, other communities, other organizations, it's very important to them. So, the diving, we try to keep the reefs pristine, because if you don't, and like Charles said, you have the cattle dives, and guess what? All these reefs, they get touched, we know of other islands where the reefs disappear in no time because you break a piece off, and before you know it, reefs are dying. So you have to research and understand what it's all about before you say, let's bring them all in. Even our, nature eco, the hiking, Imagine if you bring in 10,000 people to climb the quill at once, then forget about our nature after a while, it disappears.
Yeah, no, I agree. You need to protect it. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to promote tourism, but you need to protect
Exactly,
it because you
and,
know what your
yeah.
island consists
In a
of.
manner where it's sustainable, like Charles
Right.
said. You don't go, you understand what you need, how you need it, and then you
Yeah.
promote it accordingly.
Yeah, I totally agree. Coming
Yeah.
from Seba, I know exactly. I
Yes,
speak your
right,
language.
exactly. And we've been over to Saba a few times, so we
Yes, we have to protect it. But
Yeah.
you're right, we want to promote it because when we travel,
Yeah.
we realize nobody's heard of us.
Yes.
So it's,
Well, and that's another thing too, that when you talk about the hereabout, because I mean, we are not the United States of America. We are not Russia. We are not these big countries where when you go to class, that's what you read about. We are small islands in the Caribbean. Not everybody's going to hear about us.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Not, and I guarantee you, not everybody have heard about, Dominica. Not everybody have heard of many Caribbean islands. But of course, we, within our own little area, we hear about it. We hear about them. So, and these are islands that are bigger than us. I have been to shows in the US, and our neighboring island, which is our hub, St. Martin, where everybody comes in to get to hear, people ask, where is that? Go to the Netherlands, go to Holland, go to the vakantiebeurs. You would hear people talk about the ABCs and not the 3 S's.
Yeah.
So I am not really that particular about not hearing about us. What my concern is, from a personal standpoint, is the one who hear about us is the one who want to love us and the one who want to come to us.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that we need to look for.
Yeah.
Because the ones who didn't hear about us because they're not really interested
They're
in
not looking.
us.
Yeah.
They're interested in the Morocco world, like you said, or the Turkey. They're interested in a complete different type of tourism. The ones who hear about us, who are interested in us, a small island, eco-friendly island, those who are seeking that. What are they seeking? Tranquility, peace,
Yeah.
rest. There's no price to put on something like that.
Yeah.
You cannot put a price on peace of mind.
Well, where you can walk
Right.
around freely as well and don't have to look over your
Yeah.
shoulders non-stop, because,
Right.
we lived in the U.S., we know how it is. You go certain places and you're like, okay, do I want to stay here past 6 o'clock,
Yeah.
But living here, people don't have that concept. So, you're free. A lot of times we get the visitors come in the office and I said, you don't have to worry about, and one person said, but this car stopped for us. I said, yeah, people here, that's how they are. They see you walking, they'll stop and ask you if you want to ride.
Yeah.
I said, don't have a problem whatsoever. They'll take you wherever you need to go. I
Yeah.
said, that's part of our culture, who we are, That's where we take the friendliness over to the other step, because some people say, oh, you're friendly, but we also, you embrace your small island culture, like we call it. Yes.
And I think that's what makes people come back.
Yeah.
Because
For
it's
sure.
safe and unique and peace of mind.
I'm going to give
and-
you a little story quick. Yesterday in our 'cause every Thursday we have a radio program that we does, and we invite certain people, to come in and be guest speakers. We had a gentleman who is actually a resident on the island, Mr. George Works. I hope you don't mind me calling his name on the phone. But he's one of them. He was on the program yesterday, and Mr. George Works and his wife Shelley came to the island 18 years ago. And his story on the program, so I don't think he might, because at the end of the day, it's on the air.
He shared
It's shared already.
Yeah.
But he came to the island 18 years ago on a boat to spend one day.
Oh, wow.
He ended up spending a night. Now he's here 18 years.
Wow.
Goes back to show that what I said, those who
Yeah.
didn't find us is because they were not looking for us.
Right.
They're not interested in
Yeah.
the small amount of nightlife that we may have. Because we do have nightlife. And you say, oh, there's no nightlife. Yes, we have nightlife. We just don't have the big discos.
Right.
We don't have that. We don't have the huge casinos. We do have a slot machine casino where you can go and play slots. But we don't have the huge nightlife that the other islands may have. So those people who are looking for that, they will not look for us.
No.
The ones who are looking for peace, tranquility, be laid back, be safe, feel secure, walk in nature as if they are walking in their backyard.
Right.
Those are the guys who are going to find us.
Yeah. Yeah.
For those that don't have a backyard and looking for one.
There you go. In the like that indeed.
Yeah, I totally agree. Well, you guys are doing a good job of protecting your island.
Well, that's Stenapa. Stenapa is really
Yeah.
doing a good job at that.
Yeah.
They have been doing some great markings and setting up the because they're the one who handles the nature park,
Oh.
both above and on the water.
Water?
Yeah,
Yes.
they in Stenapa, the organization, they're the one who handles the whole Stenapa.
Statia National Park.
Yes, it's in the Statia National Park.
Okay.
But they handles all the trails and the diving and all
The
the
marine
stuff.
park,
The marine
yeah.
park. Yeah, they handles all that. So
Well,
they
they
do.
do a good job.
They're doing a tremendous job at that for sure.
We don't dive, but we hear all the things about your diving.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've climbed the quill, so I know how beautiful it is.
There you go.
Yeah. So you're doing a great job, and I thank you so much, both of you, Maya and Mr. Charles. Thank you so much for
And
your
we
time
thank you for
today.
reaching out to us. 'Cause,
And
it's
thank
always
you
a
for all your
pleasure.
help.
Yes,
It's,
yes.
You know, Statia was very welcoming to us. You hooked us up with Statia Lodge, and
Yes.
we're going to be talking to
When you see Tony, then Tony, I say hi.
I will.
Yeah, we
So-
appreciate Stacia.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Yeah.
Tony. He
Yeah.
works well with us. I mean, one can
Yeah.
attest to it. But
Yeah.
Tony does a good job as well.
Great guy.
Every time we reach out to Tony, he has never said no. It's
Oh,
always
wow.
he's always
Yes.
willing, and he goes above and beyond, just like you said. Just
Yes,
like Pat
yes.
said, on the island. I just tell people this: we are not just pretending to be tourism friendly. We are genuinely hospitable.
Yeah.
Right.
Genuinely, it comes from the heart.
It comes from
when
the
you
heart.
when you can walk down the street and someone who'd have never seen you, hey morning, how you doing?
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. It's like what? This
just-
still happens?
Yeah, and just starts a conversation because we also have some visitors that the folks just come up to you and just start a talk. I'm like, yes, that's how it is, and
genuine.
everybody says good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Yeah.
It's part
On
of
the way from the hotel here, everybody
It
waves
waves,
to
yes,
us.
yes.
Yeah, it's like the first night we came, we stopped at Frankie's because it was close to
Yeah.
Station Lodge. We met some gentlemen
Right.
there. We had such a good conversation and
See,
some
they're
good
pressing you
food.
for beauty pageants. Hello.
Yeah, Frankie's one of those popular
Yeah.
local restaurants,
Yeah.
and he does a good job as well.
Food was
good
excellent.
Food.
Yeah,
Good food,
yeah.
good food, good
Yeah,
ambiance,
good food,
good
yeah.
ambiance.
Yeah,
And
good
did you meet
conversation.
Frankie?
We did not meet
You
Frankie.
should meet Frankie.
We did.
So I would suggest you go tell Tony to
Oh,
take you
we'll
back.
have to stop by.
Oh, he's a character.
We
He's one of
got
those
in
future
kind of late,
characters.
so by the time we went,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
too late. But yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Fantastic.
yeah, it's awesome. Well, thank you guys so much and continue
welcome.
doing such good work. And in our way, if we can help promote Statia but protect it at the
Yeah.
same time, that's what we
Yeah,
like to do
but
as
we
well.
always consider saving the sister island,
sister island,
and we work
yeah.
very closely with you guys on the Sable Tourism.
They
so-
told me that when I
Yes.
spoke to them. They were like, "Oh, we work with them." And
Yes, yes. So, and that's what you
Good.
said, because we all need each other.
Yeah.
That's what they need to understand out there. Tourism is just me. You share, and
Yeah.
sometimes if I don't have everything a visitor's looking for, and now we have the Makana, which is easier to hop back and
Yeah.
forth from the islands.
Yeah.
You have to have strong sea legs. I'm not sure if I have some yet. What?
I tried out mine the other night coming here. For me, it was a little bit rough, but it was good. I
Yeah.
got here without getting sick. So
yeah. So,
That was
well,
good.
great. We're glad you guys made it. We're glad to meet you guys, and we hope
Same
you
here.
enjoy the rest of your stay here.
we
Yeah,
have and
yeah.
we will
Good.
for sure. Yes. Thank you guys.
Next time,
your
come for a
time.
longer span.
Next
Yeah.
time along it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time we're gonna plan ahead.
Yes.
For
Mhm,
sure.
Good.
Thank you much.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. This is a license plate. You see, it says the Caribbean Hidden Treasure. We wouldn't want to say hidden no more. We want to say the Caribbean Treasure, so they
Yes.
can find us. And it says St. Eustatius. It has the coat of arms, our flag, and Fort Toraya, where it's one of the major forts on the island.
Major,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we would love to present this to you.
Thank you so much.
In honor of being here with us. Yes.
You. Thank you. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
And it was really funny when I first came to the office. I said to the girl, "Where can I get a souvenir of Statia? I need something." Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is beautiful. We'll never forget you.
Fantastic.
It's beautiful. Very privileged. So we just put a name to that. Carlos or Charles?
We'll call him CH.
Yeah. Oranjestad, translated from Dutch, means Orange Town, and Oranjestad is the smallest capital in the world and the only city on the island of Statia. A rugged cliff splits the city's development into what is known as Upper Town and Lower Town. These two are connected to each other by the Bay Road. Part of Oranjestad is under renovation in preparation for the big 250th bicentennial celebration. In total, the island has 16 forts, some of which have been restored. Welcome to Fort Oranje, which is completely restored. Statia was discovered by Christopher Columbus in 1493. Throughout the colonial era, Statia's ownership changed hands with as many as 22 different countries. After the 80-year war between Spain and the Netherlands ended, the island became and has remained official Dutch territory since 1816. At the end of the 18th century, Statia made history. During the uprising in the British colonies in North America, the authority of the British on Statia was severely undermined. In the harbor, a lively trade continued with the rebels. The sale of weapons yielded gold. All seafaring nations started to participate by having their cake and eating it too. Friends and foe alike, prosperity increased to unprecedented levels. On November 16, 1776, an independent American ship approached the harbor at Oranjestad. From the Andrew Doria, a 13-gun salute rang out as a tribute to the authorities on Statia. Fort Oranje responded with an 11-gun salute, confirming the independence of America. Under the responsibility of Governor Johannes de Graaf, Statia was the first nation to officially recognize the brand new United States of America. A huge thank you to Tony at the Statia Lodge, who had us there as his guest. What a great experience. Tony bent over backwards to help us out. He arranged our rental car. He served us breakfast. He did everything he could to make our stay so enjoyable. And he shared the history of the Statia Lodge with us, which was so unique because these little bungalows were brought over from Bali. I was wondering what kind of wood it was because it was so unique. It's coconut wood, very, very different, and so cute these bungalows were. These bungalows have been here 19 years and have withstood every hurricane without any damage. It's unique because it's kind of like part of it is open at the top, so the wind goes through. So it's like natural air conditioned, but also very hurricane friendly. So Statia Lodge is a very nice, unique place, quiet area, close to the white walls in Statia.
So I don't know what to do here.
There's a first time for everything. First time sleeping underneath a mosquito net. And when we're not out camping, but you know what? This feels like camping, right?
Absolutely.
Because we have kind of like an indoor-outdoor room.
Keep the mosquitoes.
Yeah, how cool is that? You made it in, honey?
Yeah, I did. Wow.
That looks like an old sugar mill in the distance. And there is the quill. We are not sure where we are, but there's a ton of solar panels. And I do see the airport in that direction. We're going to try and figure out how to get to that side. Thank you to Mr. Charles Lindo from the Statia Tourism Department for introducing us to Mr. Ishmael Burkle.
Parents used to sit on the gallery and watch and see. All the boats used to come in so they can see the boats, they can see all what's going on. So they use these until then.
Wow, that's great.
When you go inside, yes. When you go inside, this is how my mother kept the house. Keep this closed because this is the hinges. Some guys to come to it.
Yeah.
I can open it here so you get some breeze. But this is how my mother kept the house. This was her stuff.
My mom, I had just like these. She gave me 2 to take, and one fell out of my hand. I cried for hours. Actually, it's at Ralph's house right now. I left some. But they look just like these.
So this here was a family picture. My father, my mother, and all my siblings. That's my father's brother and his family. It's my father's brother, sister, and her family on this side. This is my father's parting words to us in a very simple way. You know, letting us know to keep together as a family.
Together.
Yes, and this is our family court of arms.
Well, that's really nice. We'll live and love and
Yes,
stand
stand
together.
together.
Beyond today, across the years,
Yes,
our family is forever.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. Very nice, beautiful family.
And this lamp is very old. We used to have family worship every morning, 5 o'clock. Every morning. If you was a baby, you had to be up for family worship. And so my mother would sit here and we would sing and pray and all the little Bible stories. She would read for the different groups of us. We had little kindergarten, pre-roll, primary, and then they would go through there.
And this was the light that
This was the
shared
light.
for you.
Yes.
How special is that?
a storage container 1, 2, and 3. And in the end, they change it back to reception, and then that's the storage where all the freezers and fridges are. They were, yes, exactly. But they literally removed all the things inside and made the reception. Then there's the sports field, not sure if you can see. And of course our train, which I think you videoed.
Yeah, the train is so cute.
And this is the 32 rooms. We have 28 deluxe rooms with 4 suites on all top corners. And unfortunately I don't have the master key on me, but there is the suites are double ones. So they're 40 square meters. I'm not sure how much it is in feet per unit, so it's 80 square meters for a suite.
Are most of your tourist divers?
For now, most of them are people that work for the government. Since it's of course part of the Netherlands, a lot of people from the government from the Netherlands come over to see if everything has been done right.
Right.
But in the future, we think that our largest target market will be divers. Yes, correct. And this is Breeze again. The restaurant. The toilet building, and then this is our villas. The top two of these, for the top and bottom of the first side, are the conference rooms. Are literally meant to just rent, but in the middle, as you can see where we're pulling up right now, there's this huge open space which is actually going to be plotted into 60 different villas, which might be coming available for timeshare. You can't barely see it, but up there on the left there is our second pool. There's no way to get it with cars since it's actually kind of private for the villa. And then this whole land, there's supposed to be 60 individual villas that people can just buy privately. Or I'm not sure if they have looked into timeshare yet, but it might be an option as well.
Okay, but otherwise it would be like villas for sale.
Correct, yes. And if not, we might use it as a golf course or something.
Okay.
And here on the right, there is our solar park.
So you supply
Everything, yes. There is, I think, a lot of batteries coming now from Europe, which we actually be able to store our overproduction. So we can actually, because right now we're fully sustainable during the day, but at night, of course, it's pretty difficult with no sun. And yeah, talking about sustainability, we grow our own crops. This is our fully our own greenhouse with everything the restaurant uses, from your tomatoes to your pumpkins, to your herbs, to everything.
farm to table.
Exactly. We're planning actually to do like a farm to table concept here as well, where the chef will literally come to your table and say what you want to eat and then harvest it on the spot. And here on the right, what they're currently building is our dive center. And as you can see on the right, where they just put the roof on. That's going to be the dive center with the cinema in the back for presentations and for
Can we see the what's going
Of course, yeah, I'll drop you off at Bobby's and we'll walk through. Correct, exactly. It's 40 feet deep. That's what I know, 40 feet.
40 feet. Oh, look at this. That's really nice. Yeah.
It's the largest pool in the Caribbean.
I think the largest man-made saltwater lagoon. Yeah, I think so. So it's pretty impressive, if I must say myself. I'm not sure if it's completely correct with the measurements, but it's over 1 acre. Is that possible? Or it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 acre or something like that. And we have the whole pergola on the left side, like the sun deck. Currently it has like a sail kind of thing on top.
Okay.
But it will be removed once all the flowers grow up to the top. It's going to be fully grown with natural plants.
Oh, okay. For shade.
Yeah. Fun fact about the resort: the owner actually planted over 100,000 different types of plants, trees, flowers, all kinds of things. So this is Bobby's. It's actually our second restaurant. If you come inside, you have to take a look at the bar. It's one of the key features of the restaurant.
Okay.
Made from epoxy. You know what that is?
Yes. Like Vic's bar. Oh, yeah.
He lets you put everything in there that you're supposed to be finding.
Wow.
Oh, goodness.
So we have very good friends in Florida who has a tiki bar out back that did a small.
Oh.
That is so neat.
I hope it's not a Rolex.
I'm not sure whose it is, but. Yeah, but we have done the same with the sushi corner on the left.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's maybe slightly strange objects, but it's more Japanese style.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
The katanas, your chopsticks and stuff.
Oh, samurai sword.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be someone or maybe two people behind this to make fresh sushi. Because there's actually almost no sushi on the island. So we're one of the first to actually have their own sushi chef making their own sushi.
Wow, we
Very
came like a little bit too early. We have to come back.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says.
You know, Greece is really nice, but this you have the ocean, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Nothing compares.
Yeah.
Yeah. We reached out a few weeks ago, and but we hadn't gotten a response, so that's why. Yeah. But we were looking to feature the property, and suddenly we wound up, speaking to Charles, the tourism director,
Yeah.
and set us up with the other place. But this is gorgeous. I mean,
Yeah, right. Thank you so much.
yeah.
And then here you have our crown jewel, the lagoon.
Yes. So different.
Yeah, it's literally just exact same water as since there's a large pump on the other side. It drops down 60 meters. So then we just pump it up. I think it took like 2.5 weeks to fill. Drain it a couple times, fill it up again.
Right. And who is the namesake? Bobby.
It's the girlfriend of the owner.
Okay.
Her dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. So there's a bus and
There's a bus in there. As you can see, there the dark area. That's small. Maybe not straight down, but that's graffiti. They put a yellow school bus. It's actually painted by the local kids here in Statia. They painted the whole bus and then they dropped it in there.
I think that's incredible. So you'll be able to dive
For
through
sure.
the.
Yeah, if you can see over there, there's a little pathway that leads to the dive center. So you'll be able to do your like paperwork and everything in the dive shop, and then you'll just walk into the straight.
Wow. How unique is it?
Yeah. So this is actually the perfect opportunity to do your first training, right? Your
Yes.
actual movements underwater,
Yeah.
the first, which you normally do in the pool. I thought, why not do it in a lagoon?
And
The
then-
certification, yeah. Yeah. And look at the swings. And
Yeah, you can-
yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, when she used the word pool.
Yeah, I would not call it a pool.
No, I couldn't even visualize.
No, it's different. And in the future, I think we're also planning for windshield and some sunbeds. As you can feel, it's really windy here. And this part is the Atlantic part. So yeah, we have to build like this shading area. So therefore, there's no sunbeds currently downstairs, since it would be a little bit too windy. But I think we're planning to. Yeah. And the thing is, because they pumped it up with a filter, but you can't always have 100% of the eggs and of the sea life. So I think over time it will only get fuller with just its own like ecosystem.
Correct.
Because I think we have like crabs already in there, and some small fish and some snails and stuff. So I think it's coming up very
Just grow
nicely.
more. And this is a real photo of the yacht in the background.
Yeah, you can go.
The little
If you wanna
sailboat?
walk down, it's fine. Whatever you. The owner, yeah, he is actually a flower grower. So he has a lot of properties in Kenya
Okay.
and in South Africa, and there he just farms roses.
Wow.
So there's not another hotel property. Maybe soon. I'm not sure. I haven't heard of the plans yet. But if this succeeds, then I think, well, why not go for another one, right?
Right. I agree. Very cool. We'll be one of my sons getting married next year, so we had plans to go to Europe and all of that. So that kind of changed the plans. So the year after, 2025, we'll be in Europe. So we're going to be in Holland.
Oh, nice.
So we'll visit.
Yeah, Holland's great.
Yeah.
That's why I like the whole Caribbean vibe, but I do miss the busy life of the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Here it's all mañana, like tomorrow.
Exactly.
So that's why I want to have the combination: be here when I'm needed, and then operate from the Netherlands.
Right. It's good balance.
That's what we're aiming for.
Yeah. We'll have to come check out. Look up when we're there.
100%.
Even us, as we get older, we like to have more action.
Yeah.
I think it's important, right?
Yeah, we like
We keep
the
busy.
balance. Yeah.
Keep busy.
We
is the best
love,
thing.
we like cities, but we love small towns. When we travel across the country, we love to find little small towns, but we also like
California was amazing.
Yeah.
California was pretty cool. I mean, because you could find everything that you have desert, you have beach, you have small town, you have big cities, all that. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, big cities we don't have on this island. I think we're the biggest city.
Yeah.
you have to go to Simarca for big cities.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I see the roof now.
It's just temporary for the shade, but once the things grow, it will be fully covered in this natural shade, and then the silver gone as well.
Very impressive. Incredible. Since when did the construction start? When?
2019.
2019?
And they opened in 2021.
Wow.
So it went fast. And they didn't have the beach club then yet. They were working on it, but I think the beach club is opened last week. So last week we got the health certificate done and everything was signed off that we're allowed to open safely.
Okay.
So I think from next week onwards we'll be having guests here.
Next week we have to come back over before
sure.
we leave.
Absolutely.
100%.
On a day trip or something, just to come here.
There's literally Seba to Statia. I think they installed the extra flight again as well. Direct Seba station.
Yeah, because
Not
that
sure
was...
yet, but I think they're doing that.
Because when I asked, they said we would have to fly to St. Martin to come to Statia. I'm like, what? So we took the Macana, which was super convenient, and now we're going on to St. Kitts with the Macana. But yeah, that would be great because from Seba to Statia is like a 7-minute flight.
Yeah.
So I don't want to fly to St. Martin.
No, I understand.
Take a 21-minute flight.
Correct. And then first you have to go Seba to St. Martin as well.
Yeah, so
I hope they install that as well.
But we could come with a boat. My son has a boat, a fishing boat. So
Let him know.
yeah, we might have to come over. And he lives on the ocean. He's a
Are you
commercial
guys diving as
fisherman.
well?
I'm not.
No.
He's certified. I got certified when I was young, and I got like a little freaked out on the ocean with the body breathing thing. And
Yeah.
so I didn't try it back, but something like this though would be motivating.
That's also the thing. It's very easygoing. Everybody feels that they're safe here because they're literally. It's large, but it's not too large, and there's not sharks in there or something.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great feature for us as well, and as well for the diving market. Because people, I think it attracts a lot of people that actually instead of doing their certification, would rather do it
Something like that.
for sure.
This is
There's
unique.
more to see. There's more to see.
You
more to
don't
see.
expect this on a small Caribbean island.
When I first, the funny part is I mentioned that the owner is requesting my insurance, and when he came here, the owner, literally there was only land, like very rough land, and then my father helped him when he started production, I think in 2020. So he saw it completely in the dust and everything was still low to the ground, and now I'm here 2 years later and everything's blooming and it's such a great evaluation you evolved.
Have your parents visit? Or
But
have
only
you-
my father that I can mention,
okay.
yeah. My mother hasn't yet.
Wow, this is really neat. Oh, I see the doggy now. That's why it's hence the name. That's Barton.
That's correct.
So your dad is a developer or
No.
construction?
He literally just helped him out as a friend. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was COVID, of course, so he didn't lose his job, but the business he was in was closed.
Oh, okay.
So he worked in a restaurant, like cafe restaurant.
Oh.
So unfortunately, we had to close it.
Oh, okay. Sure.
And I really like the mountain view as well.
Yeah, right. It's nothing beats it. It's amazing.
Yeah, really something.
So shaded. I'm not sure if you can see properly, but that's the actual sun deck. Since that's going to be more of a, well, not eating facility, but more like a more kind of shaded area. And then people that want to go really full on sunning or tanning, they can go here.
Oh, I see that. Okay.
Yeah, it's not finished yet, but they put sun beds and everything down there.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Then we have our mini golf course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think top of my head it's like of course the 18 holes, and great opportunity for kids as well.
Absolutely.
If somebody comes here to spend the day, would they be able to?
100%, yes, for sure. Just ask at the reception and you'll be more than welcome. And these are the actual train stops. They build like near every facility, like near Bobby's and near the mini golf. They build these train stops, so you can just wait for the train. Once they open Bobby's, I think every 6 minutes the train will go around.
Oh, okay.
Very convenient.
I think I have to take another run. I'll show you the.
Yeah.
Here we have the laundry. It's actually fully grown, which is meant to be, since you don't want to see the laundry.
Right. It's a big one.
And then they built this road as like I said for the private properties that they're
village.
to build here. So it's easy access for everyone.
Makes sense. They'll all have a good view because it steps up.
Exactly. And that's quite unusual because down there it's quite flat, and then also down there it's quite flat. But in the middle it's very steep. So it's a great place to build both things.
Wow, look at that.
And there's the solar park, very good. I think I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's 0.8 or 1 gigawatt. Is that possible?
Wow.
Something like that. It's a large thing. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not sure if that's the correct thing, but something like that.
Seba in the background.
But that's St. Kitts actually.
Oh, that's St. Kitts. I'm turned around.
Seba's
On the other side. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure. We go to the right here because I'll show you our lodges.
Do you know how the owner discovered Statia?
The actual plan, I think, was to buy the land and then finance it for someone else, and then they would plot it and then sell it on as individual land. But then he came here once and saw the island, fell in love with the nature, fell in love with easygoing things, and just thought, why not just build a whole resort here? And then things started developing really fast because those buildings were actually planned to go where the beach club is right now. And then he changed it here, and then he's like, okay, well, we need a restaurant. Okay, well, if we have a restaurant, we also need a beach club. Then they built the beach club, and now they want to attract the divers, so they build a whole lodging village for the dive market.
And you have quite a big ground, so it's
there's a
also
big ground as well,
family
correct.
friendly.
And then on the right side we have, they're not all finished, some of them are. It's the lodges. There are 17 in total, out of which 11 are single and there are 6 doubles.
Oh.
So there's lodges and villas.
The villas were there. You see those the blocks?
Oh, right.
Yeah. Those are the villas. Correct. And then we're back into the reception. I won't show you that way because that was the road that was just blocked. You know?
Oh, right.
It's just literally the other side up to the lodge. And then we're back at the reception.
Very impressive. I love all these rocks, just the way they're piled so naturally on top of each other.
Yeah.
Like on the walls. What's the owner's name?
Peter.
Peter.
Yes.
He kept the old cistern. That's really nice.
He kept everything out of the still tangible things that are somewhat in good condition. He kept all of it.
That's great.
it because Statia is such a historic island.
Yeah, correct.
I think this is going down to the bay. Statia cherishes the natural beauty of the island. Statia leans more towards ecotourism, a form of tourism in which visitors leave no ecological trace behind them. And Stanapa cares for the environment. The focus lies on protecting the underwater world and the nature of the island. Statia is a paradise for wreck divers. There are numerous shipwrecks found all around the island, scattered at the bottom of the sea. We highly recommend dinner at the Barrel House. The sunset was spectacular and the food was oh so yummy. Lobster Creole with truffle polenta, shrimp fettuccine.
Yep.
Looks delish. And with the sun setting in the distance. Just beautiful, right honey?
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess this isn't only a wine cellar because there's rums as well. And it's pretty chilly in here. Feels really good. All types of rums, wines, liquors. So I guess it's their rum room. And it's all part of the restaurant. There's hot sauces, olives, olive oil, and sweet treats. Always sweet treats. Statia has 7 hiking routes, but the gem of the island is the quill. The quill is an absolute must when visiting Statia.